It's not the fastest, it's not the stealthiest, but when the AC-130 arrives, everyone knows it. Born from a transport aircraft, the AC-130 was never meant to sneak in or get out quickly. Its job is to stay overhead. Steady, reliable, and devastating. Armed with a 105mm howitzer, a 40mm Bofors, and a 25mm Gatling gun, it brings a level of fire support few aircraft can match. It flies slow and low, orbiting the targets, delivering round after round with precision. This is close air support at its most effective. For the troops on the ground, it's a lifeline. For the enemy, it's a nightmare. Controlled, deliberate, and overwhelmingly capable, the AC-130 gets the job done. Hey there, welcome back to Sea Power. This is the Spooky. This is the AC-130. And this Lockheed AC-130 pack adds a couple of different variants. We got 3. This is the most modern one, is the AC-130J, coming equipped with Griffin land attack missiles, Hellfires, a 30mm GAU-23A, a 105mm gun, and a couple of laser designators. I don't really know why you specifically need these laser designators, because these laser-guided missiles also have the ability to go after targets all by themselves. But it is definitely going to be helpful to have one in case you want to start lasing for other targets. So what I'm going to do is laser designate this SPU-57 and then hit it with a Griffin land attack missile. Where are the missiles? Store it in the back. You can see we even got a whole interior of this aircraft. Insofar as you can have interior of aircraft. I think that's a pretty neat detail. You can even see all the shells getting stowed there. Anyway, this is the missile launcher. This is where the Griffins are stored. The Hellfires are mounted on the wings there. And what these Griffins do is just kind of fall out of the plane like that. And of course, at that point, the Sea Power physics take over. It jumps right back through the aircraft. And it gets a little weird from there. I'm going to... actually, I'm already laser designating this target. Good. This is going to give me the opportunity to engage any shorter ranged anti-air platform. Because, of course, the longer ranged AA platforms are going to be most likely shooting you... Really? Are going to be shooting you out of the sky fairly quickly. Let's launch a Hellfire at this Grad. Let's go for 1. And 2. 1 away. 2 away. Oh, it automatically... And there we go. It automatically designates the targets using the laser designator, so I don't have to manually do that. There's the Hellfire. Nothing too difficult about that. And these things are now linked, and they're actually flying in the direction as I have set them. They might still get shot at by those ZSUs, but even... There we go. Even if they do, as long as the gunship itself doesn't come into problems, I don't really worry about it. Of course, these things are supposed to be driving ashore, not on a lake. Anyway, with that out of the way, we can now have our way with the rest of the targets. So let's have the 105 go off against the T-72A here. You better make sure if you're using this aircraft that there is no AA, because they don't like to get shot at. They're still just a transport plane. They don't have armor. It's not an A-10 that can lose a wing and basically still come home. This thing gets hit, you're pretty much done for. The good news is it comes equipped with a whole bunch of chaff, and on top of that, it has electronic countermeasures. So it is possible that missiles thrown at this thing will not only get defeated by the electronic countermeasures, but also by chaff. And ideally, you want to send in something like a seed raid before you actually have this thing go in. If you don't, you might come to regret it. Also, the AI for this aircraft sometimes makes some peculiar choices. Because right now I was in range of this T-72, at least according to the map. But then the game went, yeah, nah, we're not going to do that. So I think the game might be struggling somewhat with the way that these weapons are laid out. Sometimes you really got to help this thing get into a position from where it wants to attack. See, now it's doing it again. It's trying to... Ah, there we go. We so far have not gotten a hit. Can we see it? There it is. Much better rate of fire. Circling its prey, yet not really getting a whole lot of accurate fire on it. Unfortunate. If you want to quickly get rid of a tank swarm like this, alternatively you can use Hellfires, you can use the Griffins as well, and of course, well, an A-10 would come to mind if you're dealing with something like this. This is the most modern variant of these birds. We also have the AC-130H, its predecessor. This aircraft does not come equipped with the missiles, but it does come equipped with the rest of the gear. What you also have on this one, as opposed to this one, is a 40 and a 20. So we got a couple of M61s on there, and I am going to try demonstrating those for you now. They are rather satisfying to use. These things also have defensive electronic countermeasures, which is very welcome. They have their own surface search radar. You might argue if you're going to have to use that, then you're going to get detected. Then again, this thing is going to get detected anyway, because it is not particularly inconspicuous. I wouldn't call this a stealth aircraft. Just like that. I don't know if a 20mm round like that can defeat a tank, but according to this game it can. So hey, if it wants to, by all means. I don't mind it. So that's the less modern version. Then we got the OC version, sorry, the OG version. This is the AC-130A, coming equipped with not the 105, but the 7.62s. These are miniguns. So it is not as punchy. It is not as heavy, hard-hitting as you do with the 105, but it can still get a lot of damage in. This thing also comes equipped with electronic countermeasures. You still got your 40 chaff. So, especially against, for example, an SA-8, you actually have, I'd say, a decent chance to survive. Let's engage that. If it wants to. It doesn't even want to. Really? This is a dual 40, by the way. The other one's a single. You can see them over there. She is rather satisfying to use, is she not? But I kind of want to use this thing. Nope, it just really doesn't want to use that. So I guess we're back to the 20s. Where are those guns? I think they're over here. I think those miniguns are... Yeah, there they are. There and there. But they just really don't want to have a go. As always, the question with a mod like this is, when would you actually use one? I think it is going to be quite rewarding if you can have one of these things in a mission. But in order to use them, you first have to clear the enemy airspace. Or rather, you're going to have to clear the enemy of AA, such as this SA-8. Rather, these SA-8s together, because this thing has already popped 2 missiles. If you can do that with potentially a strike aircraft, you might be able to have a go with the AC-130, as you can see it right there. These things are, I'd say, difficult to use, because they require utter and complete AA control. If you don't have that, yeah, you can see this missile is getting jammed. This missile is getting jammed, and it's going for the chaff. As long as you got control like that, this thing can work. So if you have a scenario where you're trying to do a land strike, and for example, you're able to send in seed aircraft, maybe the occasional air patrol to make sure nothing shoots at this aircraft, then you're going to have a fantastic time using all of the various weapon systems aboard this aircraft. Not sure if that Hellfire wants to turn in time. It does. So, if you are building a scenario, or considering building a scenario, and you want to deploy one of these things, I would be very interested in trying it out. Because I think it's going to be great fun using one of these in a live fire scenario. It's just going to require a challenge. Make it difficult to use this, because just clubbing things on the ground like this is not that interesting, I think. Yeah, it's satisfying to do that a few times, but... overall, I think you need to have a bit more of a challenge. It is a great tool, but you need to make the player work for it. Otherwise, it might become a little too convenient, too easy to use. Comparing it to a different game, called Broken Arrow, you might have heard of it, a strategy game. They also have these things in there, and they also require that you do some work before you're able to use them. You need to clear the enemy AA or suppress it somehow. Make sure that you don't get shot at, such as this one is, because they simply really don't like getting shot at. Even something like a Spog can, and most likely will, kill you. On top of that, the AI for this aircraft would ideally be buffed, where you can just turn it loose, weapons free. Because right now I'm completely micromanaging this thing. If I don't, it just refuses to fire. I think if you put an aircraft on weapons free, it will use ground attack. Oh, sorry, it will use air-to-air weaponry. So you can try that. But that's not what this airship, or rather this gunship, is for. Nevertheless, I always admire having these things in a game, because I think they're fantastic to use. You just gotta find a good role for them. If you don't, they're a bit of a wasted potential. Now, in order to install them, you do need anchor chain, you do need sea lifter, so please install those various mods, otherwise this thing will not fly. And if you have a good scenario for them, by all means, let me know down below. I look forward to seeing what you guys have come up with to make these things earn their pay, or earn their keep. I'll look forward to it. Thank you for watching, hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you soon for more sea power.